Let's get to our wildfire watch now. The White Sage fire in northern Arizona has now burned nearly 53,000 acres. But firefighters made a little bit of progress. They've contained 4% of that wildfire so far. Winds and dry brush are fueling the flames, and while monsoon rain may help, lightning, of course, could make things worse. Evacuations and road closures still remain in effect. The Dragon Bravo fire, that one continues to tear through the north rim of the Grand Canyon, burning more than 9,200 acres. Still 0% containment. More than 70 structures are gone, including the very historic Grand Canyon Lodge. High winds forced a shift to full suppression, and a chlorine gas leak complicated firefighting efforts. The North Rim is now closed for the season. The devastation at the North Rim is especially hard for one couple. Joe Dana is here and tells us more about this love story that began with them and how it just flourished for more than 4 decades.
A really incredible story. We always want to clarify that the Grand Canyon Lodge is fine, but the North Rim Lodge is the one that was destroyed. Just a terrible situation. But this couple, they met there in the early 80s. They got married and they ended up raising a family in and out of the North Rim for 4 decades. Sadly, now in their 60s, they had to watch from their porch as they saw the fire in the distance, destroying this complex of cabins and buildings at the North Rim. Take a look.
Once I heard, I went and told her, it's all gone. It's all gone. And, it's hard to talk about it because the tears start, and that was a place that some of the biggest events in our life have happened at. They started there and they rooted there.
That's Patrick Horning. Patrick and his wife Lisa met there as wildland firefighters in 1983. They eventually married. They've made the North Rim their second home, raising their 2 daughters. The couple, again, they watched the Dragon Bravo fire from their home in Big Water in southern Arizona. It has ravaged more than 70 buildings and structures, and just a terrible situation. And of course, the North Rim Lodge has so much sentimental value for the thousands of tourists who visit there every year.
Yeah, in fact, yesterday, we even had an expert from Arizona Highways talk about the big loss there. I mean, this couple, in addition to our guest yesterday, they bring such a different perspective, really, of what the North Rim means to them. And so many people bring their own memories and what they, really, really heartbreak and lament over.
Yeah, the Park Service workers and the rangers, they have their own culture and their own community, right?
Yeah.
And they get sent to different national parks, and it is in their bones, it's in their blood to protect these areas. They do the dirty work when we go and enjoy places like the Grand Canyon.
It's like their home.
It is their home.
Yeah.
And so it really gives you a new type of appreciation.
What does this couple say about, maybe why the Park Service didn't act soon enough?
Yeah, so 3 or 4 days passed before the Park Service, in this case, decided to try to put out the fire. They let it burn, right? And that can happen, and for good reasons, during certain times of the year.
Right.
But Patrick says he doesn't want to point fingers. At this point, he says he just hopes that people can come together and also be reminded of the importance of the work that the Park Service does. But there will be a debate over this, and many are calling for an independent investigation because, again, remember, natural fires are important to allow to burn, to clean out fuels. But I've talked to 3 or 4 experts who say that it is very unusual to do that this time of year with the fuels as dry as they are in that area.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a kind of a different perspective, but still there's a hopeful message.
Yeah, from Patrick and Lisa, I think the message is this. 1, support your Park Service, support your rangers, understand it is a very tough job that they do every day, especially for those wildland firefighters, right, who are out there. And he also just really hopes that maybe people can come together more to acknowledge the reality that we're in. He has seen the Kaibab National Forest now over 4 decades have some bigger and bigger and worse fires. He says the climate is changing. There's no question about that. And the hopeful message is that more of us can unite together to work to protect our resources for the future.
Yeah, all right. right. Great story. Yeah, and
Yeah.
by the way, you did great up there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. And this story will be on 12news.com a little later because we hear more from Patrick and also other experts on this debate that we've been discussing.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Thank you
Okay.
so much.